G'day mate and welcome to, well, the end of May channel update video. I decided to squeeze one in right before May was done and, well, here we are. So, this particular video I want to split into 4 parts, but I can't do that until I ask a very important question. Of course, the very important question being, well, can I borrow a like? Not because more likes on a channel update video actually helps me at all, but let's be honest, if I didn't ask for a like, it would feel odd for both you and me, right? Yeah, thought so. So, today's video, I want to split into about 4 different parts. I want to split into the now, the future, the past, and of course, live content. And also have a very important question on the end, which may decide the fate of the channel going forth. So, I ask you to stick around for that. So, right now on the channel, we have, of course, Cabinet... So right now on the channel, of course, we have Cabinet Industry on the You Shall Not Pass map, which I'm really enjoying. And going for the comments, you're also enjoying it too, which is great to see. I do keep getting asked, what are the final plans for the island? Are we going to go for 100% sustainability? Are we going to go for a flat island? And am I going to publish more blueprints? So the answer to the first 2 questions is, I honestly don't know. I have no grand plans for the island as of yet. If you've watched the creator playthrough, which I do highly recommend, of course I will put a link down in the description, but in that particular playthrough, most major decisions were made no more than 10 episodes ahead. This is both because I don't actually know what direction the island is going to take, nor did I know if you could whilst launching a rocket at the same time. The last question I get asked often is about both blueprints and tutorial videos, and the answer is yes. Just yes. Yes, I do plan on publishing more, but because I don't cut the video, because everything is intentionally recorded in a single take, they require both more time to put together. I also need to fully understand the topic before I make a video. Blueprints are much the same. I could publish a very good build, a very good blueprint, but a lot of people can also do that. What I want to do is I want to go one step above and beyond. I want to have modular builds, much like the oil refinery that I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. That particular blueprint took over 20 hours to just build and put together, and then test and make sure it wouldn't back up or break in a myriad of different ways. And then to actually get to a stage where it was 7, 8, I can't remember, distinct blueprints that you could place down and link together and upgrade over time, well, that took another 6 hours. So it does take a little while to get some of these blueprints put together, and also the tutorial videos, but I do want to have them done. The next current bit of content we have is, of course, Workers and Resources Server of the Republic, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. I'm really enjoying it. It is, if you haven't seen it, is very much like Cabinet Industry. It has the logistics, it has the belts, it has the pipes, it has all those fun things that we enjoy, but it also has a lot of, well, city skylines in it. It has people, it has education you need to deal with, it has sewage you need to deal with, it has electricity, being wires that you need to run. Also, it's based in Europe, where it tends to snow often, so you have to deal with heating, also trash. There's a lot of options inside the game, a lot of different difficulty settings. So you can actually set it to very easy and play something more akin to, well, City Skylines, or you can do what I'm doing, where I'm playing it very hard, because that's where I find the most enjoyment. It does take the longest, but yeah, it is what it is. Now, that particular game, Workers and Resources, just had its 1.0 announcement for June 20th. So it's coming out of early access, which I'm very happy about. I also need to warn you that there's going to be probably a couple of videos skipped because I want to get some dedicated tutorial videos published before the final release comes out. It's going to be very important to me, because I do know there's a bunch of tutorial videos I want to make. But again, like I said, I need to fully understand the concept backward, forward, left, and right before I actually do a tutorial video on it. Also, I should mention, for those that are a little bit concerned about the whole Soviet Republic thing, it's based in a country that's part of the Republic. I've seen many people complain, oh, I'm not dealing with this, it's Russia. Funny thing is, the 2 devs are from Slovakia, I want to say. They're from an ex-Republic nation. Which, you know, that's just where they were born, that's where they happen to live, blah, blah. But they grew up with that Republic sort of life backing, I guess you could call it. But it's really much more like City Skylines and Cabinet Industry had a baby with just a sprinkling of Republicness on there. Yeah, that's really all it comes down to. Rather having religion, they've swapped out the category of people's happiness as caused by religion for people's happiness as caused for, well, their belief in the Republic. It's a very minor thing, and like I said, I thoroughly enjoy it. I don't actually remember if I've seen the word Russia anywhere in the game. Like, you do use rubles, but most of the vehicles you're buying are from, like, Czechoslovakia, and Poland, and Germany. I know they're not part of the Republic, but they're in Europe, and that's where the vehicles come from. And of course, it is essentially, like I said, much like Capital Industry, except, well, you have to deal with the people a whole lot more. Also, it has roads, which I know Capital Industry is going to have for update number 3, but update 3 is not here right now. And roads just make the game a whole lot more interesting that you have to deal with traffic, you have to deal with roads, you have to deal with logistics on trucks, and also need to make sure that you don't have too many trucks going to the same routes and overload the, well, roads and the infrastructure you've placed in. Also has trains. I know a lot of people want to see Capital Industry have trains. Well, Workers and Resources already had trains. I do recommend, if any of that has at least even sparkled a twinkle of something you might be interested in, do check it out. There will be a link down in the description, like I said. Also, if you end up buying it, I highly recommend you grab the DLC. Not because, well, actually, for a number of reasons. I was going to say not because you should or you have to. You don't have to. Don't get me wrong, you don't have to. But most of the content in the DLC, the Ukraine DLC, I want to call it. I think it's the Ukraine DLC. Most of the extra buildings you get in there are extremely OP, which is fine. I actually have no problem, because all the funds from the DLC go towards helping those that have been caught up in the war in Ukraine. So it's going towards supporting people that actually could do with the support right at the moment. So that's it for Workers and Resources. Like I said, 1.0 is officially coming out very, very soon, like only a couple of weeks away, which means we need to get on to future content. So in the future, we have a couple of games where we know they are coming out. They're going to be released this year. One of them, of course, being Factorio 2.0 Space Age. And I still publish the Friday Facts every week with Mojo. And I have no plans to stop. Even though the analytics do say that I should stop, I don't have any plan of stopping right now. When Space Age releases, I do plan on starting a new series of it. So, you know, you can stop asking me. I'm definitely going to be playing a new series. I will, of course, also be making any tutorial videos I think are needed when it releases. Oh, of course, we also have Satisfactory. It has its 1.0 announced sometime this year. Well, actually, I think it's more technically, it's the next release of Satisfactory. We don't actually know whether it's going to be this year or not. But yes, if you ever wondered, have I played it? Of course I have played it. I've played it both here on this YouTube channel and on Twitch. I enjoy the game. I really, really enjoy the game overall, but it's quite a slow game compared to the rest of my content. So it does require quite a different style for each video. Yeah. But because it's due to hit 1.0 this year, I would really like to play it. But a lot of that comes down to timing, also if it fits into the current schedule. There's also another number of other games coming out in the future that I'd like to play. Just recently we had, of course, Foundry. Foundry just went into early access. I've been keeping an eye on it for probably about 3 or 4 years now. Also, we had The Crust. The Crust just went into alpha, both of which I would have loved to have a crack at and actually put on the channel. But I found that releasing more than a video a day, well, obviously doubles the amount of work I need to do, but it doesn't lead to double the amount of views. There's a very much diminishing returns right there. So there's also a lot of other games I'd just like to do a let's try on. Just get a feel of them, see if there's something that we should all be watching and waiting for, or if there's something that needs just a little bit longer in the oven. So a lot of that brings me to the past content. Now, some of you may have found the channel because of, well, Ixion, Oxygen Not Included, Tectonica, Desynced, Cosmeteer, Planet Crafter, or a myriad of other games that have been on the channel over the last 6 years, 7 years, I don't know. We've been out of this for a while. Many of which I'd like to try again and see how they've updated, what they've updated, see any of that new content. But as I've said, there is very much diminishing returns for releasing more than a video a day. And I don't like the idea of just jumping through major milestones on, well, the YouTube videos and leaving everything else on the cutting room floor. And inviting you, if you wish to watch the whole thing, you know, how the cake is made, so to speak, that maybe you have to go over to a Twitch channel or a secondary YouTube channel and go watch a 4-hour live log stream, or maybe a few 4-hour live streams covering what happened between, well, last episode and this episode. So consequently, yeah, I don't really want to get into that sort of mess, but we're just going to leave everything on the cutting room floor. I do like the way I do videos, obviously. I do like that I leave, I won't say everything in, but most things in. Capital Mystery is one of the few games where I'm pretty sure I leave just about everything in. Yeah, there's very, very little that happens between one recording and the next. But all of that brings me on to live content. Now, I've been streaming on Twitch for about 6 years now. Yeah, I just went through my 72-month anniversary. I know Twitch counts things weird. 72 months anniversary, which is 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. And I think the last 3 years or so of streams have been uploaded to my secondary YouTube channel, which is, of course, Jetty Raw and Uncut. Because, well, you're getting me raw. There's no editing, there's no nothing. And, of course, it's uncut because I'm not going to cut a 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12. There have been a couple of 18-hour streams down shorter. I just can't be bothered. The idea is that they happen live and then they are actually uploaded to my second YouTube channel. And of course, if you want to check out any of the games that we've mentioned previously, other games that we haven't mentioned here at all, well, of course, I will put a link down in the description. In case you haven't seen it, I've also been streaming this particular map that's on our screen right now, which is, of course, the Armageddon map for Captain History. And that's been streamed out every weekend to both YouTube and Twitch since Update 2 dropped. And we've been streaming it for about 4 hours, twice a week. And of course, you can find that by, well, clicking on Jetty Plays. Just down there, scroll a little bit. It's sort of in the same realm as like the like button and the subscribe button. You can click on a little Jetty Plays, and then that'll take you to the main channel page. And of course, from there, you can click the live tab and you can see upcoming streams and previous streams. You can also, just as importantly, click the playlist button, and then from the playlist, you can see all the different playlists of different games I've played previously. But on there, you should find, well, the Armageddon map. The Armageddon map, which is this particular map, which we've been doing. I think we're on stream number 16 or 18. So we've got 16, 18, whatever it is, 4-hour streams if you want to watch this particular playthrough. I'm thoroughly enjoying this map. It's very, very different to You Shall Not Pass, because they have, I won't say unlimited space, but nearly unlimited space, which means I'm doing things very, very differently. But this brings me to, well, the real question. Well, one of the real questions. So these particular streams for Armageddon, they start at, well, 5:30 a.m. my local time. And like I said, they've been running for about 4 hours. And of course, Editor JD is going to put some sort of converted time zones on the screen for you, one for the US and one for EU. But the real question, and this is maybe the whole point for this channel update video, which means you just need to stop what you're doing, pay attention, because it's very, very important. I could be streaming an extra 3 to 5 days a week. Shorter streams, they'd only be like 90 minutes long, hour and a half, sort of tops. And during this time, we could look at things that I just can't fit in right now. Things like the Let's Tries I mentioned earlier. Also revisiting Tectonica. Revisiting Planet Crafter, because I missed the 1.0 release. I just couldn't fit in the schedule. Going and looking on Oxygen Not Included again. Games that I just can't fit in the schedule anywhere. We could also go look at Foundry, and also maybe The Crust in its alpha version, providing the developer lets me show it to you. Yeah, there are some provisos, but yes, we could go look at other content, other things that I just can't fit in right now. So I actually pose a question to you. Actually, two questions, not really one. Would you watch these streams live? You know, sure, I do admit there are some people that just cannot watch them live because of what time they are on. And if you can't watch them live, would you watch the video afterwards? They are going to be about 90 minutes long. Sure, maybe not every game's for you, but I'm just trying to get a general idea. Would you watch it if it was for you? You know, if you're enjoying Capital History, are you going to go watch the Armageddon series? If I was going to do another playthrough of Tectonica or Planet Crafter or any of the games that caused you to find the channel originally, would you, if I played them again as a live stream where you could join me live or just watch the VODs afterward, would you be interested? And again, what I'm going to say, and this is the very important part, this is going to be the very top link of the description. Top link of the description is going to take you across to a poll, because I want you to vote in a poll. I know it's a little bit weird, you could leave a comment right here, but it's just easier for me to aggregate all the data if I have just a couple of answers to pick from, and everybody has to pick sort of what best fits them. But that is today's channel update. We have covered an awful lot, and there's an awful lot more to happen in the future. Like I said, I'm looking forward to a couple of games coming out in the not so distant future, also in the much distant future. Oh, actually, also that was one game I really wanted to play, but I didn't have a chance, and that was, of course, Manor Lords. Manor Lords is one of those games that probably would have fit perfectly as a live stream. But that's going to be it for this particular channel update video. There's a lot of things coming up in the future, which I am very excited for, but I'm also excited to see what you guys are going to vote in that poll down below. Don't forget, hit that link, go across the poll, give me your opinion. Also, at the same time, maybe come back, have a look at the description, maybe see if one of those other playlists is something you're interested in. Either way, I'm going to leave this particular video here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you in, well, the very next video. All right, bye.